All right, guys. Hey, everybody. I'm Paul Germany's with AW4U, the real estate group. And, of course, I'm with my boy over here.
Scott Nascente, also AW4U, the real estate group.
And you know what? I wanted to say, like, WSPN is back, this, that, the other, but I'm not even going to go there. Okay, we're just going to continue the course here. And WSPN is here. It's a fresh year. When me and Scott are sitting down doing our New Year's resolutions, and they actually lined up and said, my New Year's resolution is to continue bringing WESPN. So we're here. And WESPN is a real estate forward first show. It's super local. We were focusing on real estate professionalism, and offering you guys content that if you're looking to buy or sell real estate that you find valuable. What do you think
I like to call it, that's brilliant, but I like to call it actionable advice, actionable news.
If you're not looking to buy or sell right now or invest, probably not going to watch this. But you know, we do offer some other things in the show as well, and we're here and we're really proud to bring you this episode here. Just as proud to bring you our episode sponsors. We're bringing back sponsors at the start of our episodes because there's so many people out there that we love. There's so many people out there that we want to hype up. And today we have Greystone.
Yeah, Greystone Building Group is a boutique builder focused on a high quality customer service experience. Paul?
Nope.
Yeah, adjust the size there. Yeah. Paul, have you built a home, let's call it relatively recently, in the past decade or so? I know I have. I know some of my other clients have as well. And I'll let you know from my experience and some of my feedback that I've gotten is that the building experience isn't always as smooth and as great as people hope for.
Sure.
I think the customer service is sometimes lacking when it comes to the build process. For people's probably biggest decision of their life, financially and emotionally and mentally, to not have that great customer service experience really is a damper. So any experiences on your end on that?
You know what, I was fortunate enough to have a great when we built our family home 10 years ago, had a fantastic experience. But what we're hearing right now through the processes is that, you know what, some buyers just aren't happy with their experience. So we've been fortunate enough, and Scott's been working closely with our sponsor today, Greystone, and the focus there has kind of become back onto the customer and taking the guessing game out of it and really providing a high level concierge type service, and it feels like it's working for Greystone. Would you agree?
100%. Great momentum going right now, and as you know, when the market was super hot, customer service went down across the board in every industry. People, you didn't have to provide customer service. You were going to sell whatever you were trying to sell. The company was born out of the individuals running the company also having bad, kind of not necessarily bad, but just not the experiences that we hope for. And it was born to take that idea and just bring the customer service to life at a whole new level. So the actual slogan of the company is a better building experience. And that's what it's all about. So great momentum. We've got 2 extra lots coming up in LaSalle that are ready to build. We've sold the previous 4 builds as well, even in a down market.
It's fantastic. I'm so proud of what you've done with Greystone. I'm so proud of the group at Greystone because they came into this as the market was kind of coming down. We were fortunate enough where they allowed us to help them with their marketing, from logo development to all the branding there, and I think that's something that we're all proud of with Greystone. But they've got some great momentum. They're coming out of a challenging market with success and really building off that and doubling down, which is what we want from the builders that we're fortunate enough to represent. They're doubling down, and they know they can present an above par product, and they've got some real good momentum going for them.
Yeah, it's a great team. You've got people specialize in different areas on the team. If you need to meet with the designer, that's a separate category. You work also directly with the builder, Ryan, as well. Hands-on, he's a dog. He's at the site every day, working around your schedule. So it's a fantastic experience. And Greystone Building Group, if you are looking for a custom-built home, or if you're looking for something that we've already got in the pipeline, talk to us, talk to your agent. Happy to get you that information.
So thank you, Greystone, for sponsoring this episode. And of course, if you need any more information on their builds, please feel free to reach out. We had a great meeting last week where we're starting a new home construction division at AWFU because we feel we can offer a supreme service there. And we feel like we can really take the heavy lifting on the customer side off of the builder and really tailor that experience for the buyer along with the builder, so it's a very, very enjoyable process. It's the same business that we're in. We want to control the conversations that are happening behind our backs. We want to control the conversations that are happening behind our builder backs and make those positive conversations, and we've been finding success with that. So we're gonna invest into that a little bit and hopefully attract some new builders because you know what, we market well and we sell well. So we're excited for that.
Yeah, I think builders specialize in building homes, and they don't, in my opinion, need to be the jack of all trades. And if you can offload some of the customer service experience, the marketing, the advertising, communication, selections, all that stuff. We've talked about bringing an online platform to help builders kind of take that stuff from the archaic email, text message to the new paradigm, which is online, bringing everything online, increasing the customer experience. So we've got some interesting stuff in the pipeline as well. But we want to take this building experience just to the next level. Your best advertising is a happy customer that's going to go and talk about your brand for the next 20 years because they had a fantastic experience. And the biggest hindrance to growing your business is somebody that's doing the opposite, which is, hey, I didn't have a great experience with builder X, Y, and Z. They didn't communicate as well, or they said one thing, they did another. So I've been hearing too much of that, in my opinion.
I think the opportunity for us lies there too, where we're really continuing to focus on how well we service the client. Even in our content, you're going to start to see more educational and more exuding how professional we all are at our outfit, because I think that's what's missing out there right now, and that's what we're going to do, because and we're putting a lot of stuff out in the universe, and we have expectations and standards for what we do, and we want to make sure that people know that.
I've seen enough realtor TikTok videos dancing around and whatnot. I want actionable advice. I want people that know what they're talking about giving me information that I can make decisions based off of, and I don't think there's enough of that right now. So we're going to take that to the next level.
Sometimes the information is positive, sometimes it's negative. But again, our job as a realtor is to make sure that we report the market in its truest and fullest form, so you can make some educated decisions based off of that. People want our opinion, and when you combine knowledge and expertise and doing hundreds of deals,
mix a little passion in there.
Mix a little passion, a little inspiration. I mean, that's invaluable being involved in all these transactions. So here we are.
Yeah, and with that note, let's talk a little bit about the new construction market relative to the resale market. What are you seeing out there right now? There's kind of two different ways to look at it. Kind of my high level thoughts are, you do get some good value in the resale stuff. You're typically getting a finished product. You can find something 4, 5, 6, 7 years old. Fence is done, driveway's done, landscaping's done, basement's finished. At the same time, we don't have a ton of resale inventory, and we do have a large swath of people that are looking to. You can't always find exactly what you're looking for in the resale market. So you're looking for a home designed the way you want it. So there's kind of two competing forces there. What are you seeing out there?
I mean, my opinion on this is, the new construction market is down in the sense of new builds being produced. And I don't think that's truly going to fully come back until the resale market provides frustration to the buyers. I think the biggest boom we had in the new construction market here locally was when we were in so many multiple offers on the resale side that the frustration level set in, and they said, screw it, I don't want to deal with all this disappointment. I'm going to take my business to new construction. That way I know what I'm getting, I know when I'm getting it, and I can customize it as well. But on that side, there's also a weight to it, right? there's a 5 to probably 8-9 month wait to execute all of that. So I do think we'll see an uptick on the new construction side, but at the same time, I don't think you're going to see it in its fullest until we reach some frustration level on the resale side with the buyers. We're seeing a lot more action on the buy side right now. Again, for me, when I monitor things going on out there, I'm looking at the temperature of the news. I'm looking at what's the story out there, what's being portrayed out there, and the news cycle has changed, especially about interest rates, to being more positive now. I mean, it's not doom and gloom and this, that, the other. It's, listen, they're coming down. We're talking 2.5 bips. Is that what they say? Bips. That's huge, right? So that creates more buying power for the buyers and more affordability, which is great.
Yeah, I think we've gone from negative, right, 10 straight interest rate hikes, a negative news cycle for the past year, and we've kind of reached like a neutral state, which is nobody really knows. Like, we're trying to project what's going to happen, but nobody really knows for sure.
Yep.
And you're seeing the sentiment. I think we've entered into a stage where people are seeking information. Yep. They're not sure what move to make, right? You might be on the sidelines. You might want to buy something new. You might want to buy your first home. Whatever the case is, you're kind of in that phase where you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
You need information. You need to tune into this podcast / show, because we're going to be giving you what's going on every 2 weeks, right? It's going to be up to date, real time. But the seeking information stage is where people are at. Yeah. And it's kind of a paradox, because that's the stage that typically you find your best deals when there's uncertainty.
Yeah.
It's hard to buy when things are so negative. It's just hard for us to pull the trigger in those situations.
Again, you're getting your own way there too, right?
Big time.
Because, I mean, we've kind of got a herd mentality. Like, the market was so busy before because everybody was buying and everybody was buying in a frenzy. Now I think you're going to see a little bit about that, because the story that's out there is, listen, there's a gap here from January 1st till, let's call it, end of March, where the opportunity to get houses at this price may not be there in the future. I'm not in the business of making predictions. I do know what happened when the interest rates went up. Okay, the prices came down. Like that is facts. So, taking that knowledge, when the interest rates come down, should we expect the real estate prices to go up? And you talk about fundamentals all the time. I would think so.
Unless there's a situation where you have more supply of housing than demand, then you would not expect them to go up. You'd expect them to stay neutral or come down. But we're obviously in a reverse situation when all else being equal, prices will continue to go up.
Yeah.
So we've reached that neutral state. Look, if they raise rates again from here, I would be shocked, to be honest. I don't know when they're going to cut them. I know that's the big talk, 3 rate cuts this year. I don't know if they're going to do that. I think they should hold rates for another 6 to 8 months to be safe, personally. So I'm not predicting any rate cuts, but I don't think they're going to be raising any further. The government debt payments are like, I don't know, it was like $19 billion a quarter or something crazy, because they're servicing their own debt.
I thought it was
based on
18 billion.
Oh, sorry. My apologies. Yeah, so like, the government actually, in some ways, economists say they can't.
Yeah.
It's not just for our sakes as consumers, it's for the government's own sake to service the debt. So I don't see them raising rates anymore. My point is if rates have peaked, then the market has bottomed. Okay, yeah. Maybe not exactly the bottom, but like we're circling the bottom right now. If that's the case, don't know if it is the case for sure, but that would be my best prediction.
I do know what I can tell you starting in January, that my properties that were for lease have either leased or have a lot more action on them.
That's good.
My properties that are for sale, that were for sale through the holidays, guys, respectfully, November, December, that's a tough time to be listed. You have to let the market go through its holiday season as well. This January, I am seeing more showings on my listings, but here's an interesting fact that Chris sent us today. So if I go the end of October, 716 active listings. Windsor, LaSalle, Tecumseh, everything in between. So October 30th, 716. November 30th, 673. This is active listings on market. I just love this stuff. So let's go. So November 30th, 673. December 11th, 606. December 21st, 530. January 2nd, 415. January 9th, 409. I've said it time and time again. Our spring market, we're filming this on Wednesday, January 10th. Our spring market starts Monday, January 8th. We are in it. Listings are down, competition is down. The buyers that are out there right now are very serious. If you're thinking of listing from now, January, February, March are awesome times to be on market. As we hit April, May, still okay. June, in my opinion, sometimes becomes a little bit too late because then the market's flooded with inventory again. Still a fair time to list, but it's a different opportunity when you list in January, February because of the seriousness of the buyers and the listings that are down. Again, 409 today, and October 5th, which wasn't that long ago, there was 716. I'm not a
We're
big,
down close to 50% inventory.
Listen, I'm no mathematician, but that's a lot of listings that were down, and the sales kind of remain the same. You know what I mean? The number of units being sold remain the same. People need to move. People need to live somewhere. So, if you think the dead of winter, and I've probably said this time and time again, you've heard me say it. This is a great time to list, just based off of these numbers, and this is the information that we want to make sure that people understand and that people know. There's 409 active listings right now. That is down a ton from just the end of October.
And like you said, buyers that are out there are serious and they're looking for a certain product. You can't find it because there's so few listings, and if you're on the market, that sets you apart just in and of itself. Now, what's interesting, I don't know if you saw my post today, Paul, but Windsor's population for 2023 grew by 10,300.
Wow.
Okay. Now, I think the average household size is somewhere around 3 persons per household.
Okay.
If you break that down, that's about 3,300 houses needed to service those.
Interesting.
That new population, right? Whether houses or rentals or whatever the case is.
I didn't see your post.
Okay.
This
Yeah,
is great. This is live.
So 10,300 people, that's 3,300 households of whatever form, rentals or new construction or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
I don't think we added 3,300 units last year. I just don't think we did. I really doubt it. It's in a high rate environment, people aren't building, people aren't creating, even apartments is hard to build at that time. So we definitely added some units, maybe 1,000, 1,500 if I had to guess, but it's almost like we added to the problem, statistically speaking. So
our population's
definitely an
growing.
interesting stat
Our
there.
population's growing down here, and Canada wide, we're on a lot of people's radars
Big
right
time.
now. There's a lot of good news about coming down here. So again, the recipe's there. I just think it looks like a totally different market come summer than it does now.
Fundamentals. I don't know if you saw my other post, but Toronto just announced a 10% property tax hike.
I got to put you on my notifications. I haven't seen any of these.
You must have blocked me or something, but or maybe your DMs are so flooded that you just don't have time. But 10% property tax hike. It's already the second most expensive market in the country next to Vancouver.
That's wild.
And it's one of the most expensive cities in the world on a global scale. I think it's top 10.
Yeah.
And then you add that 10% rate hike. In my mind, I immediately go to, well, you're going to see another couple percentage points of people like saying, okay, you know what, that's pushing me over the edge. I'm going to Windsor. Yeah. I'm going to a cheaper city. They've been thinking about it. We're already seeing it in droves, right? Half of our calls are already Toronto agents and buyers. Maybe not half, but a quarter, I would say, 25%. So that might be another piece of the puzzle that pushes people here.
Yep.
Which, by the way, guys, it's already happening, okay? It's already happening big time. So just another factor there that we always talk about fundamentals. We're not here to hype up Windsor's market. I'm just saying, like, we're in a really sweet spot here with the battery plant and the expenses of other cities relative to Windsor.
It's insane how expensive. And keep in mind, Toronto has different land transfer tax as well, right? Like, they have so many more costs, and 2 garbage bags a week, unacceptable. You know what I mean? I don't know about you, but at Christmas,
that would push me to Windsor for sure.
Christmas, I did my Christmas recycling Friday night.
Okay.
And it probably took me an hour and a half.
Jeez, wow.
Hour and a half, just box on box on box. I felt like it was an Amazon warehouse in there. But, we got it.
That's some actionable info.
Yeah, absolutely. The outlook, again, for our area is positive. I would say the market right now, I would call it healthy. I mean, I don't think it's a buyer's market. I don't think it's a seller's market. If I had to sway one way, I would definitely say it is a buyer's market. The sellers, you got to be on market, okay? You have to be presented well. I think everybody knows that's something that we take extreme pride in. It's our main job to make sure that you look the best you can look when you're on market. And now the different layer now is that you have to be priced the best as well, right? You have to be priced accordingly. That's how we're finding success. Whereas before, you have to be on the market. Okay, that's it. Now, being prepped well and being priced accordingly and getting all these offers and hiring a professional that can negotiate that many offers, that was the bonus back then. So the negotiations obviously still reign supreme as number one right now, but the negotiation looks different when you have one offer as opposed to 5.
Big time, and it's a lot harder to execute. Actually, you don't have any leverage as an agent. You only have one offer.
I love negotiating.
It's the best.
Yeah, I love negotiating. I think it
just
gets the old boy going.
Yeah, right.
Gets the old boy going. So I mean, fantastic info there. Again, I touched on the number of active listings right now. I think in December the sales were obviously low, which is okay.
I almost throw December out the window personally.
Yep. What I'm monitoring right now is I want to see if November mirrors January. Because if I go back on last year's numbers, November mirrored January almost to the T, and then we shot up quite a bit. We got
mirrored it in terms of average sale price,
sales, units sold, all of that stuff, all that great and important stuff that we like to track. So I'm interested to see how January is going to perform. Right?
Oh, because very interesting.
The first sets the tone for the whole
100%.
year.
I think the first week of January we also throw out.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting a feel for things. Nobody's really making moves. You got the holidays mixed in there as well. So we're going to actually see, probably heading into next week, we're going to start to get a feel for what's actually happening here. But so far it's been pretty flat, I think, to start the year.
I agree. I mean, and again, in November, November we had 352 residential sales. So that's in all of Essex County, 352. Where last November we had 363. Speaking of that rise that we had last year, we got up to 584. So if we get into the fives, we haven't been into the fives for number of units sold since last June of 2023. That's where I want to head. I think that shows great health. Of the 352 sales, 239 of them were under 550, and 113 were over 550. Obviously, the higher interest rates, the bigger payments, all that stuff affects that. Now, average sale price, again, got up to 602 last May on the average sale price. We're at 529 in November. Again, we're going to throw December out the window because it's just a small pool. You can't really make good suggestions or analytics off of that.
So what I'm taking from that is last year was January, February, March, April, May.
Yeah.
Peak.
Yeah.
June, July, August, September, October, November.
Yeah, now so the factor there of why it started to come down in June was we had 2 interest rate hikes right in a row. So if I look at this and we start that trajectory again, where last January we were 516 and went to 602. If we have that trajectory again of 516 rising up and the interest rates come down, guys, it's going to be
fire.
I don't know about you, but it's going to be an interesting year.
Definitely.
It's going to be interesting. Yeah. It's going to be interesting. So, it looks it looks like it's going to be trending upwards and values are going to be going up. Okay, and I think next up we want to talk about Tressa. But before we talk about Tressa, I want to take us on a little trip over to the big house. Okay. So
100,000 plus.
As you can see, we're live here now. Okay, we're live at the big house. We just had the parade, or the players just came back yesterday, and a big win for my Michigan Wolverines. Did you watch the game?
I had it on in the background.
Put my hat on backwards because I feel like it.
Okay.
But great game.
Thanks for letting us know.
I was just dialed in with the kids. They all put their Michigan stuff on. It was a special, special moment for the family that day. When I was watching the game and they started to pull away, I just thought to myself, and I did get teared up. I wasn't crying, but I was definitely ducks and a couple streams there. So when I was watching it, I just couldn't believe that it was happening to us. It was unbelievable to me because I've watched that game so many times. 26 years since we've been national champions. And to see that and it's happening to the Michigan Wolverines was unbelievable for me.
Looks like you're tearing up right now.
I was fired up. I promised Mess I wouldn't cry. But you know what? It was such a special night for me and the family.
I have to confess, Paul.
Yeah.
I'm not I haven't been a big college football fan or a Michigan fan, but I am now.
Okay.
After that championship, right? Hopping right on that wagon. So
absolutely.
It seemed like a dominant performance. Like I said, I had it on the background. I didn't.
False.
Okay,
you know what?
okay.
The momentum started to change in the first half, and you know what? They got within 7, and they were getting the ball back to start the second half. This is Washington, of course, and he threw a pick right away, and it was an unbelievable pick. And then we couldn't move the ball very much, but then our defense was just unreal. So fantastic! Congratulations to the University of Michigan Wolverines, your 2023 college football national champions. So let's move on to off sports here for a second, and let's talk Tressa and what's changed out there in the world of real estate. So if you're looking to buy or sell right now, and we'll put a link under this YouTube video that you can go right to and educate yourself on. And of course, if you have any questions on this, simply reach out. We'd be more than proud and grateful to be your resource on it. Things have changed, and it's a big deal, and I don't think the consumer really knows about it. So as of December 1st, the Trust in Real Estate Services Act, which is meant to protect the consumer, of course, brings key changes to empower Ontarians in the real estate transactions. So this phase there's already been a phase 1 where we could incorporate and we can call ourselves agents instead of sales representative and whatever else was involved in that one. But this one, the key points are: if you're not a client, we can't show you the house, right? That's a big one.
Not only can we not show you the house, we can't provide you any advice. We can't share comparable sales with you. Yeah. You're basically self-represented. There is no more gray area.
There's no more customer service, or even customer service. We would, we would still have to do our due diligence and make sure that we're still, treating you fairly and respectfully and all that. Not that we can't do that now, but there's just some verbiage in there that has definitely changed. And if you don't agree to these terms and sign the actual trust and paperwork, we cannot show you the house.
No agent can. Unless it's your own listing. Right. So you are self-represented. You can get no advice.
We can't even write you the offer.
Can't even write the offer.
You can't even write the offer for you.
You got to get your lawyer to write the offer for yourself or whatever the case is. So it really cuts out that gray area, and it's good. That's one of the big ones for sure. Yeah. And we can maybe hammer that home a little bit further on the next episode or whatever the case is.
Yeah, I think we'll dive into this on the next episode for sure. But there's another big one as well.
Yeah, so it's no self-representation and the open bidding. Yeah. The open bidding. Now this is framed...
I got to put my hat frontwards.
Yeah, I was going to say, for this, it should be frontwards. This is interesting because they're framing this as a benefit to the consumer. Yeah. However, when I look at things just from a practical standpoint, I don't think it really benefits the consumer that much, and in some cases it might actually give extra power to the seller. Yeah. Not 100% sure if my thoughts are accurate until we start seeing it play out. Yeah. I know you just had your first experience with an open bid process, which means basically that the seller can choose to disclose the contents of all the offers. Say there's 5 offers, I can tell you the exact contents of all 5 of those offers, whereas before, you legally couldn't disclose.
Could not.
The contents, the price, the conditions, the closing date, anything.
So now if the seller at the offer table decides that they now want an open bidding process, and you as a buyer haven't put that clause in there that you do not want your offer to be involved in an open bidding process, everything in the offer can be disclosed except for personal information. Mm-hmm. And it's up to the seller to decide what they want to disclose as well. So last night, it's great leverage for the seller. I don't see how it benefits the buyer right now, but again, we're working through it. We had a great little banter in the office before we came here today, and it's interesting. So I think if we dove into that next episode. That'd be probably good information. But if you want to do some light reading yourself, there's a link at the bottom of this video, and I welcome you to read that and then develop it.
First big changes in a long time for realtors and the whole process.
Yeah, absolutely.
So a couple other big things we got coming up is the next Bank of Canada interest rate announcement, January 25th. The consensus is calling for another pause, which if I had to put my money on anything, it would be for the continued pause. I think it's too early to start cutting, and I think it's way too dangerous to raise again. So let's expect another pause. It might have a positive impact, right? Every pause now is signaling future cuts further, right? So I expect that to have a minimal positive impact on the market all across the country.
And those pauses give our market stability. They bring back buyer confidence just a little bit more at a time. I'm excited for the buyers to be able to afford their dream homes again. Again, interest rate, when they come down, affordability goes up, buying power goes up. So you're going to see average sale prices go up. There's no doubt in my mind, because people can afford more bang for their buck now.
Buy monthly payments just as much as they're buying the house.
Yeah.
They can, here's my budget, I can only afford X amount per month. I need to buy that monthly payment. As the monthly payments, buying power goes up because lower interest rates, then your budget goes up as well.
Look at the leases for a car right now. Like, it's the same game. Like, I mean, my car's up for a lease. I'm pricing out the same car. It's a lot more money than I'm paying right now. It was unbelievable. I'm like, now I'm seeing people drive, those the new Range Rovers or whatever it is. I'm like looking at them, oh, what the fuck is this? Like, this is like that payment on that thing's like over $3,000 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So it's the same game. It works the same way. Loaning money's loaning money, and when the interest rates go up and money's expensive, the buying power most definitely goes down. Trust me, they want to pay $900 for your house if they could. The bank won't give it to them. That's what it comes down to. The payment's way too high. It doesn't make sense for anybody.
Absolutely. So that pause should have a slight impact. If we get that pause, we'll keep you posted on that as well. Again, January 25th. And I guess like Windsor specific news, I already mentioned the population growth announcement. We're still seeing, I had somebody call me today looking for a lease from the GTA, working from home, moved to Windsor because of affordability, doesn't have the buying power to buy what they want, so they're leasing. I'm trying to help them out with the lease. So we're still seeing that migration from Toronto. The population growth I expect to continue here. We still got the battery plant. And then just on a subjective note, like I'm still not seeing distressed sellers in the market on any sort of high level, right? Maybe I'm not even seeing the odd one. Maybe you are, or maybe you're getting calls. I'm not. So we're not seeing like these distressed sellers en masse where we can see like a big further price decline coming.
I think the interest rate, the timing of an interest rate pullback is also timed with these. They know when these mortgages are up and the bulk of them.
Very important point.
If this kept going up or stays there, the people just simply wouldn't be able to afford it. I've been seeing people downsizing into other houses due to a combination of interest rates and lifestyle. Just getting a little bit leaner out there, but I haven't seen people upside down.
Downsizing even into leases.
Yeah.
And I think what's important with this hopefully pause that we get here is it's hard to make decisions such big decisions as buying a house when you don't know whether rates are going to go up or down anymore, right? Yeah. Every time they announced rates, it was going up and up and up. How can you make a decision in that environment? Yeah. So it gives some stability and confidence to the market to say, okay, we're not getting any more rate hikes. I can run my numbers. I can look at my affordability. The economy is stable. We're either flat or coming down in rates. I can actually make some decisions now. So it gives that other level of confidence to the consumer to make some very important decisions.
Yeah, and everything that's going on in Windsor right now, it's the battery plants starting to come together. That bridge is almost just like right there.
So
it's
close.
Like almost connected. Ah, man,
hundreds of jobs at the bridge to start, just government jobs and all that. Just operating the bridge, customs officers, all that. The battery plant is just drive by the battery plant. 4 million square feet of industrial space. It's massive. 200 pipe fitters are coming to the city right now just to get this next phase going. That's impacting the rental market big time. And then, folks, you might think, well, the battery plant's going to be done in a year or two. What's going to happen in Windsor then? Well, then we got the mega hospital. It's like a 10-year project, massive budget, billions of dollars injected into the economy.
Battery plant will have spin-off. You notice the factory
Big time.
or the factory/offices right next to the battery plant. That's leased out now, right? So that's a lot of people coming here. Forest Glade Horizons, which is right across the street, they're having great success there leasing those, but they're only having success leasing those, from what I'm hearing, as furnished. And they won't sign year leases. They'll only sign 3-month leases. So you have to be careful there, because if you're an investor, that affects your HST rebate as well. So
You need a year lease
Yeah,
to
yeah.
qualify for the HST rebate.
But
So
if you
be
are looking
careful
for a lease, or you have a friend or family looking for a lease, reach out to us. We have a lot of stuff that's off market right now on the condo side that is available for lease. And of course, if you're looking to buy or sell, there's no bigger honor than getting a phone call, because that's what we do. And this year we're letting people know that we're open for business and open for new clients, and we want to do new construction and resale and all of that. And we're just ready to take care of you. Right?
Absolutely.
Like, we just want to take care of you.
That's the 2024 resolution.
Such big pride in being able to take care of people in real estate, and every call that we get, we're super grateful for it, and we really appreciate it. Scotty,
Oh, good to be back.
nice to be back.